Hey guys, Kev here, and I am at Blade Show, baby. And I just wanted to do a full review on the Arcane Design Crawler. Absolutely love this knife, guys. This was, I don't want to say an unexpected home run, because I didn't expect it to be bad or expect whatever. I thought I was going to like it, but it would end up being sort of right-hand biased, and I wouldn't fall in love with it. But instead, what happened was I fell head over heels for this thing, and I actually bought a second one. So I now have two of these bad boys, and they are sexy as fuck. They really go together very well because they have the black and gray look on both of them, and it kind of goes back and forth. It's really cool looking. Really digging this knife. Now, I just got this one today from Israel at Blade Show. I pre-ordered it last week, and he held it for me here, and I picked it up. Really loving it. I do have it tuned as of now, and I put some Loctite in there, so I'm going to let this one sit, and I'll talk about this one. This is the first one I got anyway, so... first, I just want to say, having a good time here at Blade Show. Most importantly, I got to finally meet Kyle, DTOM Knives and Gear, my brother from another mother, and it's been a blast. It's just so much fun to meet the people you interact with all the time. Like, I talk to Kyle more than I talk to almost anyone. Kyle and Jake and Chris from Grady's Gear, I talk to them more than anyone almost. So it's really nice to finally just meet Kyle and be able to hang out, and it's been a blast. So anyway, Arcane Design, they come in these cool pouches. This just has my name on it because he brought it along. But it has this sweet pouch, and basically you get a COA card, which is cool. Here are the stock bronze pivot collars, which are nice, or brass, I'm not sure. And then the knife comes in a cutout like that, which is really cool. I really appreciate good packaging, and that's what this is. I hate when a knife just comes in a brown cardboard box in a like plastic slip. Like, it just, I don't know. I prefer nice packaging. So looking at this knife, it's going to be a hit or miss for people, right? Like, it's either going to be, I really like it, it's interesting, like it is for me, or it's going to be, I think it's ugly, it's weird, it's too out there, too sci-fi, right? But that's the whole point. It's sci-fi. That's Arcane Design's thing. That's what I really love about his designs. I love about his company, right? So for me, I appreciate it. Now, the first model from them I ever checked out was the Necronaut, which is basically, if you take this handle, right, and then take the blade and flip it over like this, and it's a Tanto with this exact design. Like, it's literally a opposite. So it had this short blade right here, and then the upsweep on the Tanto is actually longer, I think, than this part. Or they're the same, but crazy-ass American Tanto, and I really liked it. But it was flipper only, and I don't know, something about that Tanto, even though I love Tantos, just, it wasn't my favorite, you know, for cutting and stuff like that. So, I ordered this on a whim, thinking it has the hole, so it might be cool, right? But I don't really like the warny, you know? But then I got it, and I've absolutely fallen in love with this blade shape. This Warren Cliff is just nasty. Look at that tip. I mean, it comes out to a crazy tip. And it works great. Like, I was cutting down a pizza box today to make plates for Kyle and I for our pizza. You know, I was cutting the box from yesterday to make plates for today's pizza. and it just goes through like butter. It's so comfortable. It's just a straight edge, man. It's just zip all the way out to the tip. You just zip through. I'm not worried about breaking the tip because I don't pry shit with my knives. I don't do stuff like that. You know, most of my tasks for a knife are office type related stuff. So this works great. So again, aesthetically, it's going to be hit or miss. But for me, I think it's sexy. Love the handle. You know, one of my gripes with the knife, really, one of my only gripes is how pointy this back part is. And I get that that's part of the design because see how the tip is pointy, so then he made it pointy back here to kind of go with it. I love that part of it. But I don't know, with the clip sticking out of your pocket, you just have this kind of triangle coming out. It's just a little weird. It doesn't actually like make a difference at all though. Ergonomics on this knife are really good. Another surprise for me. Like, you just don't look at it and go, yeah, those are gonna have great ergos, right? It does. It has jimping that's very well done. It's a little bit aggressive, but I'm okay with that. And then it has this kind of like cutout right here, kind of this swoop. And part of that is for the flipper when you deploy it, but part of it is a perfect little thumb ramp, especially if you have smaller hands. For me, I don't really use it. I'm more up here, but you could definitely choke back here and use that, which is cool. I really like the ergos on this knife. The sounds. They're good. Very solid on the sounds. I'd probably put it at, you know, a 6 out of 10 on the sounds, you know. Sorry, I'm just comparing the centering. I think one of them's a little off to the side. Tips are dead on. I think it's just my brain. Anyway, carry, like I said, it carries really well. It just has that weird kind of pointy triangle coming out. And that's really the only issue with the carry. The carry feels great. The clip, he does a great job with these clips. They go in and out of pocket. They fit in pocket. They stay in pocket. You know, it's 4.8 ounces, so it's a little bit heavy, I'd say. Not too heavy, though. I don't have a problem with it. But you definitely know it's there, you know. What else? The cutting. I think I kind of went over the cutting when I was talking about the aesthetics, but this warning is just absolutely fantastic. Now, I do wish that this had a hollow grind. Maybe you can see it better on the satin here, but it is a flat grind. And it starts right here. So you don't have that much blade coming down, so it's probably going to get a little bit thick, a little bit quick. I don't know. That's not really an issue for me because I'm not a heavy user. I'm not constantly sharpening. I also recommend stropping instead of, you know, taking material off all the time. But that could be an issue for some people that it's a flat instead of a hollow. Sure, there's a reason for that. So that's cutting. I really enjoy it. Cuts very well. Has a very good tip. This is one of the only knives. So I cut a lot of shipping labels out because I ship a lot of knives and stuff to people and stickers and shit like that. And I always test a knife by cutting. I'll print 4 labels because I'm always shipping like 4 or 5 things. And I'll try to see how deep it can go without me like shoving the knife in there and breaking the tip, right? Like I'm just kind of putting a little pressure down and cutting and seeing what happens. And most knives cut through 1 pretty good, and then they'll cut most of like the second label out. This thing cut out 3, just cut dead out, and then the 4th one was basically cut all the way out. I just had to pull on it a little bit, and the label popped out. So, I mean, this thing was basically twice as good as any other knife I've put into labels. And that's because of that crazy tip. You know, that's what you get with that. Now, of course, it's, you know, it's relatively dainty. It's going to probably break off a little bit easy, blunt off a little bit easier because of that. But, you know, you got to take care of your knife. So I love the cutting. So that's everything but action, right? So the action on this thing is phenomenal, guys. Absolutely love it. I have it tuned to glide shut like that. It's not free drop, but it's really good. This one does have Gillian bearings in it. This one here is fresh from Israel, and it's got the stock bearings, and it's really good, guys. I mean, adding Gillian's is it'll make it a little bit better, but I don't think it's gonna like be a game changer. But I do like this action a little bit better, but it's also been broken in. So, this flipper is fantastic. So I was talking about the swell back here, and that's so you can push button this like that. You can light switch it, of course, but the push button is just perfect. It always flies out. It always locks up. And I think the detent is, like, I could fail it, right? You see that? But I'm kind of pinching it, you know? The detent is like that because you want to be able to do the middle finger flick, right? You want to be able to do a thumb flick. And also, the way you go into this flipper is for the push button, basically. You go in with your fingertip, and then you push it in, right? And if the detent were much stronger, I think it would hurt to use. So it's designed that way on purpose. And I absolutely love it. The action on this knife is absolutely fantastic. Now, as a lefty, it is one of those knives, like the Evo 2.0, which one of my favorite knives, where you have to kind of hold it lower. So you have to kind of get down here and make sure your thumb is on the clip when you flick it out. If you go up too high and you put any pressure on that lock part, you're not getting it out. But I rarely ever have an issue with it, like failing it or whatever. It's just something you learn, and then you're good to go. Right-handed, I'm left-handed, so I suck at it, but it flicks out great. Don't have to worry about the lock bar. And then you have the flipper tab there. I just love it. It's super fidgety. The action is top-notch on this guy. Value. So I think I paid $350 for both. Maybe this one was $320, and the one with the satin was $350. And then I paid, I think they're like $35 for the pivot collars, so you can get different ones to swap them. You don't have to. So I'm in these knives for close to $400, $350, $400, let's call it. I think that's fair. They're made by Best Tech, so keep that in mind. It's not Riot, which I think would just make it more expensive. But I think the price is fine. I don't think it's like this great deal. I say this all the time, but it's definitely not a ripoff in any way. You get what you pay for with this, so I think the price is fine. And then before I get into recommendations, or I'll just say, yes, I recommend this to anybody. Unless you have abnormally large hands, like this might be a little small for somebody with Kyle's size hands. He likes it, but I think it might be a touch small for him. And then if you're lefty and you just don't really get along with spidey flicking knives that have lock bar pressure kind of stuff going on, if you're not somebody who wants to climb down on a knife to flick it, I get that. But I just want to put that out there that you do have to do that. But once you get it down, it's fantastic. And that's actually natural for me, to pull it out and hold it like that and flick it. If I held it up any higher, it's almost like I can't get to the hole, and I'm like, I don't have much room here. It's slipping a little, so it just feels perfect to come out like that and flick it. So yeah, I recommend it to anybody. Now, what I wanted to talk about was, this is the best knife I've seen Best Tech make. They are really, seems like, getting their shit together or whatever. I don't know. I've liked a lot of Best Tech made knives, but this knife is very well made. I mean, it is getting there close to the Riot quality. So I am impressed with Best Tech when it comes to this knife. As you can tell, I have two of them. When I like a knife, guys, when I really like a knife, when I love a knife, guys, I somehow always end up with two, right? And that's what happened here. So, I mean, that's the biggest endorsement I can give to this knife is I bought two. So, I definitely recommend it. I think you should get one if you're into the design, then get one. If you're not, I totally get it. It's different. It's not awkward. It's weird. It is. But I'm weird. You know, I'm fucking weird. So, it is what it is. I do want to mention that Arcane Design, Israel, great dude. I met him today at Blade Show. Fantastic dude. Really enjoyed our conversation. And he has the Necronaut version 2 on pre-order. Hopefully it'll still be on pre-order when this video posts. If not, he sold them all and fantastic. So happy. If not, guys, it's a really cool knife. Again, I'm just not sure about the Tanto for me personally. I liked the knife a lot, but the Tanto, I don't know. I think I might get one though, because he has them with thumb studs now, and they're like these coffin-shaped thumb studs. Really, really cool. I think I will get one actually, just so I can get one, because I love to support the guy. He's awesome. And then he has the Abyss coming, which is like a Bowie-shaped blade. With this kind of handle, and I think it's going to be made by Riyadh. I'm not sure, but that'd be sweet. And then he has a pry bar coming, which sounds awesome. I think it's going to be called the Space Bar, but I can't be sure. So keep your eye out on Arcane Design, guys. Absolutely love his products. And he doesn't, like, send me knives. He doesn't pay for anything, like, he just has a cool mind and a cool, you know, design aesthetic. I love it. And he's a cool dude. And I love to support people like that in the community. So go check him out. It'll be linked below. And that is the full review of the Arcane Design Crawler, guys. Absolutely love it. I hope you have a fantastic day. I love you all so much. And I will catch you later.